suit up with me and my demons. I want the lifestyle, courtside, front row got bitches like I wanna meet them. I had two bad things coming up to me, they tryna talk, but having a threesome, niggas be hating, let's give them.
Welcome to another episode of Shoot the Ish, and today we about to rock out and talk about it is hip hop's 50th anniversary, right?
Yes, 50 years. Wow.
50 years.
50 years.
So, but before we start, we always gotta say hello and how you guys doing. But hey, how you been?
Not bad. It's your boy. You already know. We in the building. Pluto. So, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm doing well. It's Saturn.
Uranus, pause.
No, pause on that shit. I didn't call me Uranus. I knew. Pause on that one. Yo. So the reason I want to do this topic today, and we're talking about probably was Get Rich or Die Tryin, probably one of the best albums that ever came out. But what intrigued me to bring up this conversation was 50's been doing his Final Lap tour, right?
Yeah, Final Lap.
And
throughout the world, yeah.
And what they did, what was going on, J. Cole came out and he was saying, yo, a lot of people don't give 50 his respect. He had Get Rich or Die Tryin was probably one of the hardest albums that ever came out and everything like that. And so what happened, it made me, I wanted to go back and listen to the album, right?
Yeah.
And I went for track. And I was really trying to be on some shit like, nah, I'm going to try to not give it his credit. Mm-hmm. But when I listened to everything on, I was like. You can't
deny it. You can't deny it because there's nobody, so what it has, 17 tracks?
No, it was 19.
19 tracks of fire. You feel me? 19 tracks of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Even some of the best albums, half of them is hard. And then you have to be a fan to like the other half, here and there. There's no 19 tracks of fire that makes it undeniable across all genres. We sent 10 million. You sent them what? 10 million copies?
Now I didn't do my homework, but I think it
was close to 10 million. Yeah,
I know it went diamond.
10 million. Yeah.
So to me, I think one of the things that I wanted to talk about, I wanted to go down to each track, right? Mm-hmm. And just like I don't know where you was at when the album came out, but I could tell you this much. I remember the first time I heard. I think the first album. Obviously, everybody listened to 50 mixtapes. Yeah, so that was already.
A year before it came out.
You already know with that it was like Dip had mixtapes. Mm-hmm. 50 had his. That's when it was just him, Yayo, and Banks, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of knew, like you kind of heard the whole stigma around 50, and it was like he was killing the mixtapes, right?
Yeah.
But it was like, but what we really talking about was the hype. Like it was so much hype of when this dude was gonna come out. Correct. So everybody knew what was going on with the mixtapes, but I think when everybody heard Wangsta, I remember the first place I heard Wangsta was I was in the bar. It was a bar in Newark on 1416 Ave. It was called the Family Bar, and in the Family Bar they had the jukebox, and you could put your money. It was just a single. Wangsta was in that jukebox, and you heard it, but then you was like, "Yo, I heard," because it wasn't really playing on the radio as much.
Correct.
And it was like, it was just like in the street. You heard people driving through in the car. You was like, yo, what's that? That's 50 shit? Like, yo, that.
Yeah.
Man, I got to hear it all the way. I swear to God, that jukebox made more money off of playing Wangsta because that was one of the places that had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And based on what I remember, I mean, the mixtapes were fire, but it does no justice of how incredible the album was in comparison. Yeah. Because remember, 50 been in the game. So prior to him getting shot, he'd been in the mixtape game and had some level of street level respect. So he was a known person. It wasn't like somebody brand new, right? So now when he hit the mixtape game after getting signed to Eminem or whatnot, and after getting shot, now the street anthems, like you heard a lot of anthems like, he got Dr. Dre behind him and he got Eminem. We knew it was gonna be fire. Wangsta hit set the tone for the streets.
Yeah.
It set the tone.
Wangsta literally had you like, yo, I can't wait till this album drop. It was like, yo, that went hard. And it was like I'm gonna be honest. You couldn't go nowhere without hearing it.
Everywhere.
It was like, yo. And the funny thing was, this was back in the days when I used to get haircuts. But the funny thing was, what you would find out was like I would be at the barber, and I know my barber, he was a 50 fan, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like they really, and like let's keep it 100. Right from the beginning, they was comparing 50 to the greats already. Mm-hmm. They was comparing them to. It was almost like they threw everybody out, and it was like, who you like more, 50 or Jay? 50 or Jay? 50 or Jay? They was pitting. They forgot about Nas at the time. It was really about 50
they looked at Nas like old school. It's 50 and Jay, and they used to mix a little bit, I guess, based not on style, based on like how graunchy 50 was in the beginning with DMX graunchiness. So he's like, all right, Jay-Z's more like a clean-cut hustler. 50's like, oh, he got shot 9 times, so he got that street.
No, they was comparing 50 to Pac.
Yeah, Pac, there you go. So it's a combination of music of Jay-Z and the thugness and him being shot 9 times and surviving that. So all of a sudden he's Superman to a lot of people. And to me at that time, I was younger. We was a football camp. So I'm a teenager. So I didn't know too much about his mixtapes when he first 50 Cent in the beginning. All I remember is I'm about $1. Who the F is 50 Cent? Well, what Jay said. You know what I mean? So I'm like, wow. So he come in like Superman. He survived 9. He talking Gangsta A. He got shot 9 times, and he's letting people know, and he survived it. B. Cock Diesel ripped up. C. And he's punking Ja Rule, who Ja Rule was the king from 99 to 2003. You know what I'm saying? Top multi-platinum album, 4 albums. He switched the game to the singing. Always there when you call. Put it on me. Holla, holla. All of that.
That was fine.
Yeah, it was. Any little thing that we know. He ran the game. He ran the streets. So 50 going at the best artist, the hottest artist at the time.
But the interesting thing, it was something that Joe Budden said. He said, when it came to 50, right, based on everything that was against him, he shouldn't even be here. It was like, yo, based on him getting shot, being that he got blackballed. Remember, it was him. He had to go outside. It was somebody else that looked and picked him up and grabbed him out of New York.
Yeah.
Nobody was going to sign him.
Yeah.
He would have been just somebody that wouldn't sign. And it took, what they say, white boy M, to go look at him like, yo, I want to mess with this dude here. And pulled him out.
Literally.
And so, truthfully,
I wonder why he was blackballed. Is it because he used to beef with everybody? He was doing that no thing.
You got to understand.
Going against Jay-Z and all that.
No, it wasn't that. You got to understand how the streets how the music industry was connected. Think about all the people. A lot of the people love Free. They all love Free.
Yeah.
So they not gonna pick him up when they like.
Yeah,
Jay love him.
Yeah,
Diddy loved him. Mm-hmm. The whole record industry stars in the city. Yeah, he's not gonna mess with him.
He funded a lot of that. Yeah, he funded all of that.
He's not gonna get no love in the city. So it really took somebody on the outside to grab him. So him being to the certain point, like, you know what? When I come, I'm trying to bump
everybody.
And when he came out, because it's like, can you imagine knowing that you got talent and the people really ain't messing with you?
You just know.
It's like, yo, I got a chip on my shoulder.
I'm a show him.
Look. Like Pac said, bomb first. He came out. He said, yo, so the interesting thing, I'm gonna say, let's go down the track instant, right? And this is why I said this album had to be a classic, right?
Oh, it had to be.
The intro. Now let's think about it. The intro was only 7 seconds. So when you put this album on, 7 seconds, you heard I guess
coins. The coin, the 50 cent coin.
And then the first song that comes on, what up, gangsta?
What up, blood? What up, cuz?
What
up, blood?
What
up, gangsta?
Yo, so that song come on. So it's like, you want to skim through songs. Now remember, this is a time when people were actually going to get CDs and going, so understand, this man went diamond and you had to get up and go, right?
Correct.
So the album comes on. It's like, what up, gangsta?
Yeah. There was no music and phones back then.
Yeah.
There was no music and phones. There was no apps. There was none of that.
Now think about it. The first song. Now, let's keep it 100. 19 songs on this album, right? First song is What Up, Gangsta.
Correct.
Banger. radio, hit, everybody, right? Now, that's What Up Gangsta, though.
Think about this. Say, What Up Gangsta, and remember, Wangsta's out. So in our mind, what kind of rapper you think he is?
Gangsta.
So
Gangsta for the streets, street love.
Exactly. So when you go deep in the album, you see the art behind it to make it why it is what it is. Everybody expecting straight, you know how X is from the beginning to the end. No. We go down the list, you're going to see the changes in the dynamics of the magic of the music.
Let's keep it a buck too. Again, what makes 50 different? Because DMX, when he came out, he did platinum real fast.
Yeah,
I think
double platinum.
What was it? Double platinum.
Yeah, double platinum. Two albums in the same year, both double platinum.
But let's look again. This dude hit a diamond. For the first album. So what made that important was like you had a person that was that influential, and it was hood music that came out that big. Hood music, gangster music that was posterized that huge, right? Then at the What Up Gangsta, the next song was Patiently Waiting, featuring Eminem. You knew that was going to be a hit.
Already.
And I think Patiently Waiting, was that? No, I don't know if Patiently Wait was on the soundtrack to What's the Name Out? No, I think it was, wait, we'll get to that. But then Patiently Waiting came on. All on the radio.
Automatic.
Hit.
Remember, Eminem is a juggernaut at this time, too.
Yeah. So,
Eminem is top selling artist.
So, right now, you're in the album. Let's take away that it's 19 songs. No, it's 18. Because of the intro. So now you got, when you first put this CD on, you got one song that's killing it, What Up Gangsta. You got the the second song, which is Patiently Waiting. You're like, damn, is he gonna come up with a horrible song? And remember, Wangsta was on it. So that's already three songs
Wangsta,
that blew the hell up. That's Patiently Waiting. Then you already know.
This was the boom.
Many men.
Different dynamic type of song. Like a heartful, like soulful gangster song. You feel me? That touches because it's exactly his whole beef, his whole struggle, his whole reason why he does what he does. And it's rapping about a story of what happened to him and why he on it.
But that, if you think about that, right? Again, you pick up this CD. Now, people had albums, right? And you're like, yeah, I'm going to rock with it. But to pick up an album and say, first song, killing it. Second song, you can't pass. You know how you skip through it. You can't skip through it.
You can't. You got to listen.
You really going to sit there and be like, yo, this one right here. All right, damn, this one. Damn, this one. Then.
But even before we get there, I heard about Many Men. I heard he wrote that before he even got signed to Eminem. He wrote that after he got shot, but he was like, and he had a Bible, they said, on him, doing clips of push-ups when he wrote that. It's on. I seen it on Instagram or something. Somebody had an interview about Many Men itself. He wrote that before he wrote any of this, before Wangsta, before all that. Many Men. This is what happened right after he survived. He was recovering. Eminem didn't pick him up yet, but he was just there, just with a Bible in his pocket, doing push-ups every day.
I heard one of one of the greatest things about 50 was the fact that he was great with the hooks. They said that one thing you could say about 50 can create a hook for you.
Yeah.
With no problem.
Easy.
He's like the king of the hooks.
Easy.
But guess what, guys? We already went to What Up Gangsta, Patiently Waiting, Many Men, and now you already know. This
changed the game.
This changed the game.
This stopped all other New York music from playing, period. No matter where you are, whether you're in a club, whether you're in a pool party, whether you're in a strip club, whether you're in a wedding, it does not matter where you are or what country. You in China, you in Africa. It don't matter if you speak English or not, or you're in Mexico. This changed the world.
And that song was You can find me in the club.
Go, shawty. It's your birthday.
And they still, do you not understand, right? Again, like I just said, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 songs back to back, bangers. That song come out, right? I think even when the other albums came out, they still played this song.
Oh,
like
game
to
is
speak
over.
about the future, he done put albums out after they still play this song in the club.
To this day. All generations. I'm talking about
movies.
When I was a kid, and now they still playing it. That means if people my age that have kids that are teenagers, they still listening to it. I'm talking about this generational in the club. Everybody knows this. My grandmother, my uncle, my aunt, my mama.
Let's keep it 100. It is 2023.
20 years
this album
later.
Came out
20 years ago.
2003. 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
20. This man is doing a final lap tour.
Album 20 years. Who could do that?
Yo.
Of one album 20 years ago. Not no Mick.
I know somebody that just came from this tour. I mean, went to the concert at the Barclays, right?
Yeah, in Brooklyn, yeah.
He ain't just doing a tour and it like is regular little bit of people.
No.
He is doing a tour when sold out tours
everywhere.
And wait. It ain't just in the States. He doing international tours.
London, Amsterdam, Ireland. Canada, all over Canada, Toronto and them. He was in China and Asia, Singapore. I've been following Africa. I'm following. Sold out everywhere. Fans everywhere. Word for word. Different age groups.
Yo.
Really just became like he reignited how we felt when he first came 20 years ago.
Yo.
So anybody that was here 20 years ago listening to music, they reignited. I'm going to that. And all the young, and he's smart. He's a marketing person. All the young people who heard of it and probably like it, even though that kind of music is not around now, he knows how to market because the people that he has on tour with him are the young new rappers up and coming.
Wherever he goes, he brings certain people out, and he's showing love. So I got to give 50
mad
that.
Love. Yeah.
Now, in the club, we had High All the Time.
I smoked that good shit. Poop it and some chocolate. Yo, you ready?
Now, here's the funny thing. One thing that was with this album, right? Even though New York was where he couldn't get his deal at, or he was blackballed, they couldn't help but to play his stuff.
They had
to. Like, even High All the Time, every album, especially if you're in the tri-state, even even like in other states outside of the tri-state, these songs were played on the radio. So what we gonna do, even at the end of this, by the time we finish this album, I'm gonna show you why I truly believe this album will truly be the best album of all time.
Always. That's always going to be in the topic.
Like, because how could you not deny? So this was on the radio. Like, crazy, right? Then you had Heat. Now, the interesting thing about Heat, I don't really think they played that much, but it played on the radio, but it was just like, I know that was just...
Because he's 50.
Yeah, because he was 50.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like...
Because he had too much hard stuff. Yeah, it wasn't a hit.
It wasn't that
hit. He just
hit.
threw it in there so that people could have an idea. But he had too much hard shit. How many spin time can you have? You know what I'm saying?
But it was still on the radio.
Yeah, it was. It made it.
And this is where I'm going to go. Then, If I Can't, that was on the radio.
Homie, it can be done.
Yo, the thing was, again, we're literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're seventh track, and probably one of them was probably the one that was just like it was on the radio.
But you got to be an East Coast person. Maybe somebody in the Midwest won't know that one too much or hear it. I should say. Yeah, they would love it when they heard it, but it won't be on the radio on the West Coast, in the East Coast or the West Coast.
Now, what showed you that 50 was still basically a marketing genius? He gets the next song, which was Bloodhound. That was with Young Buck. Yeah. Now, he was appealing to the Southerners.
South, correct.
Even though his album was just still a truth, but he wanted to give everybody everything. This is why sometimes people say it was 50 who destroyed New York rap. But then if you say that, right, 50 destroyed New York rap.
He did.
I'm like, what you supposed to do if New York ain't show you love?
What you gonna do?
I'm like, yo, if New York ain't show you love, and what I think 50 did was show people, you know what? You can be a local nigga all day. I'm gonna put an album together, and this thing pushed. It showed. I think it truly showed other up and coming rappers that you ain't just got to be local. Because think about it, ASAP. All of them was not sounding like no New York rappers when they came out.
But remember, think about it. 50 sounded different prior to him getting shot, right? He came back, and people used to think he used to rap country kind of because he switched his lyrical style.
Yeah,
it wasn't that lyrically as a New York rapper. He came through with the little swag with the you know.
They think I'm funny, man.
Yeah, exactly. What he say? He said, Banks said, switch the style up, and if they hate, then let me hate, but watch the money pile up. You know? He said it. He said it. You know?
Let him hate to watch the money pile up.
You know me? He switched the style. Everybody, it's not New York rap because New York's supposed to be lyrical, with different, you know what I mean? Adjective. Like, it was more lyrical based on what you said and how you said it, how witty it is. He said, we making music that's going to hit all genres with a little swag to it. And now you have Snoop Dogg on there. He has Southern appeal. Remember, this is when South came big. Because remember, 2000s when Ludacris hit the stage. Nelly hit the stage.
Yep.
Cash Money. So there's big money in the South. South is, and Outkast been out there. So he said, I want the whole of America. That's straight marketing genius. I know Eminem and Dre was behind that. Think about it. I want the whole West Coast, East Coast.
But, wait. But if you paid attention, see, I won't say that Dre and M was behind it. And I will tell you why. And like you said at the beginning, you didn't really know about 50 mixtapes.
We didn't.
Oh, 50 was doing the mixtapes. And he was doing this. What he did on this album, he was doing. He would take beats from other people. Mm-hmm. He would take a Southern rapper beat. I remember he did something with a UGK beat.
Oh, word?
And was getting that Southern draw and that stuff too. That's the one thing in them. That's one thing G Unit and them would do. They would take a song and flip it into their song, but use the whole thing. But he would flip it into their song. So I get what you said. Market it. No, he been doing that, bro. Well, his mixtapes, he would take somebody's song and gangsterize it. Or he'll take their song and be like, you know what, I'm going to put the G Unit version to it. And that's what he will always do. That's what made his appeal.
But now it's being exposed to the world.
Now it was exposed. So when people say he was doing that Southern stuff, I was like, no, he was doing that. He was doing that thing because if he knew he was on a Southern track, he would sound Southern on that track
to go with the beat.
To go with that beat.
Exactly.
So he was always doing it. So if he went with the Bloodhound with Young Buck, you want him to do the Southern stuff. He knew,
man.
just like it was something he said on the interview, it was years ago, about how he looked at Shorty Low. And he said, one of the great things about what Shorty Low did that nobody really peeped, he said, I'm so intricate in listening to, he was like, what was Shorty Low? I'm in my cool whip. No, that was Jeezy.
Oh,
he was like,
I know him.
Yay. Oh my God, I wish I remembered. But
nice.
It was like how Shorty Low was like, yay.
Yeah.
And like extended and like, yay. And like he said, those are the things that I listen to basically when I do listen to music, and it's be like those little pieces to bring something along, or as we say in sales, transition into the next verse. So be able to realize that little saying can be contagious, basically.
Correct.
And
or like an ad lib.
Yeah, like that ad lib and stuff. So it was like, yo, this dude really knew what he was doing. But you could still tell that he was a student of the game because, like I said, if you listen to a lot of mixtapes, 50 was the one really like, yo, I like that beat. Who did that come from? Who they copying? Like you would hear certain songs like Fat. Like it was, man, you about to get me going back in memories. But he would take anybody's song and literally just make it the G Unit version, and then they'll gangsta it up, and they'll make like it was almost like some of it was parody, like how you would take a song like Jack and Jill went up the hill. They was like, nah, we about to do it. About to do it the gangster version way of it, and that's what he would do. So when you said that, it made me realize I'm like, nah, he was doing that before this album came out. Yeah. So we on. Back Down, Bloodhound, that was a Southern rapper. They had Young Buck on it. Then, next album, Next song would be Back Down. Gangsta song. Back Down was on the radio.
Yeah, it was.
They played Back Down on the radio. So when you look again, when we looking at these songs, right? You got, let's look at how this came. What Up Gangsta, Patiently Waiting, Many Men, In the Club, High All the Time, Heat, If I Can't, Bloodhound, Back Down. Now, what he does next is, I don't know what you heard about me, but
can't get a dollar out of me.
No, I don't get me.
He got Snoop.
He
got Snoop. Now he got West Coast love. You feel me?
IMP. So, how, again, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I skipped 10 because I'll be like, I'm not going to even let him get that one. So, we had 9 out of the 11, out of the 10 tracks right here. PIMP.
And it's crazy because if you think about it, at the same time, he's crushing Murder Inc. on side bars, and he's doing side remixes like Magic Stick and all this other stuff that has nothing to do. You know what I mean? But well, as far as like he's doing other collabs with like other projects with Eminem, he's doing other projects with like he's just doing other collabs with other people. So it's like it's just a crazy time. But this is when the East Coast shut down, quiet. Everybody got to listen to 50 Cent.
No, yo.
Every music award, everything. 50 Cent.
It was
period.
No, it truly was. It truly was Dr. Dre. It was Dr. Dre, Eminem, and
50. That's it.
And interesting enough, 50 was the East Coast. So if Dr. Dre, I think that was Aftermath, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like you could have had an Aftermath East. 50 was running at the East.
Word. Eminem running the Midwest.
Dr. Dre doing his thing. Like, they ran that stuff.
They
like,
ran.
For real. Then, you know you like my style. That was with Tony Yayo.
Yep.
That was right at the PIMP. So, another song on the radio, everybody heard it. Right?
Yeah.
So, when you're looking at that, now, after You Know You Like My Style, this song was actually on 8 Mile soundtrack. It was Poor Little Rich. I was a poor nigga, now I'm a rich nigga.
Okay, yeah. Okay. You could find me in the drop top 6, nigga.
Yeah.
In the bottom of your bitch, nigga. Hell yeah.
So that song was another one. That was another one with M that was on that, and that was off of the 8 Mile soundtrack.
Yeah.
M doing big things. So you know Eminem 8 Mile
soundtrack
was killing it. And 8 Mile soundtrack, didn't that get nominated?
It won.
As the Grammy, far as on the Oscars.
Best soundtrack, best soundtrack. Yes, correct.
So now, so even with that being on there, you still building this man's name up.
Correct.
He still can't lose. That was on the radios. That was great. That soundtrack was nominated. At the Oscars nominated.
Yeah.
So now, again, another song that you couldn't skip past, and it was being played. And I want to be able to say this to people. When we talk, we're not saying the best rapper. We ain't saying that. What we're trying to say is that collectively an album that can have every song be literally a hit. You tell me, and please leave in the comments if y'all beg to differ. But I had to sit back after J. Cole said that and said, is it truly? Because we get a lot of albums that do diamonds. Vanilla Ice did Diamond.
Joe Budden said the same thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people said it.
But even if Vanilla House did Diamonds, no, he got Diamond off of a song or two.
Yeah.
But it's rarely that a person gets a diamond with every song. Like this was an album that you could say that every song was that.
Literally. You just hit play. You just hit play. And even to this day. You hit play, you go to the gym, you working out for however long that album is. An hour and a half straight. No skipping, no nothing. You feel me?
Look,
all motivation.
Think about the next song. Think about the next song. The next song was 21 Questions with Nate Dogg.
And you know what's crazy? he didn't even have a female appeal yet type song until this one. So he's winning before he even get the female appeal. Then he throws we're making good and up in jail or whatnot. So now he's appealing to the masses who buy all the albums, which is the females. So you see the balance of what's going on the radio with all the street type music and the Midwest type music, the Eminem soundtrack types. Now he has this. He made sure he made a video for this and has specific actors on this video for this, so he could appeal to the females. Now he's slowing it down. Now he's almost harmonizing.
Oh, but don't get it twisted. The fellas love this.
Oh yeah, of course, the fellas love it too. But this is more so gaining the masses of female too, not just a hardcore type chick. But now it's like something they can relate.
No, 50 now. We could give 50 this. Mm-hmm. This probably was the only rapper that was in shape, too.
Yeah, the only one.
So the ladies loved him.
Anyway.
He was in shape.
Exactly.
Oh, let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
50 was slaying him. Who was he? He was messing with
Vivica Fox.
And Sierra.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You were right about the with the Magic Stick. That was what that wasn't the next album.
Magic Stick was a remix he did either for Lil Kim was on it too. It was Lil Kim and maybe Missy Elliott, but Magic Stick, he's featuring on his other songs that are all over the radio too as well. Because everybody knew, like, damn, if he's clogging up the radio, if we feature him, they're going to play our stuff too. So we need him in order for them to play our song. So he's doing, I got the Magic Stick. That wasn't his song. He was featured on it, but he had a lot of different features like that, which is with Genius.
While he was still
and he was featuring a lot with Eminem too. Eminem had him on a lot of feature mixtape type things that was all over the radio.
At the 21 questions, we have Don't Push Me, Lloyd Banks, and Eminem. Mm-hmm. Put it like this. At that time, Eminem couldn't lose, so he think Eminem was on. It was going to get played on the radio. Period. So it's not a cheating because, let's be honest,
he did all those ones by himself.
That was another thing. To be a new artist, all these songs were literally by himself.
Literally. He has
didn't have
two features.
Yeah.
So far, we have Snoop and we have Eminem.
So let's get. So you can't. You can't say that.
You can't say
this. Nah, the songs that were blowing up was really him by himself.
Yep.
So, hey, I really want you guys to give me an argument.
Yes,
to this.
you got to put all the check marks and reasons why we're saying this. We're not just saying this because every song. No, but look how he did it with no help, imbalance. You see how creative. You see, I know it was hard as hell for them to choose those 17 songs. Because think about it. They mentioned he had a catalog of over 30-something, 40-something. They had to knock it down to 17 to fit on the album. But I'm just saying, there was a lot of other ones that didn't make the cut. That's what I'm saying.
Yo, even at the, all right, so we had the Don't Push Me. Mm-hmm. That's with Lloyd Banks and Eminem, right? Mm-hmm. Then it was like, Gotta Make It to Heaven, right?
Gotta make it to heaven. Gotta make it to hell. Gotta make it to, yeah.
So I know that was put on the radio. I know that for a fact. But again, what I don't know whether or not that was more, if that was more tri-state or was that more like, all over the United States.
Or just balanced out.
Or did that balance out? So I'll say
I think it would be like the DJs who had 50 Cent as fans.
Yeah, like you had
they would just throw that like in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, oh, yo, y'all heard this, da-da-da-da. I know y'all ain't heard this. The lower DJs be playing that.
So even if you look now, we already said Wangsta, but right after that, Gotta Make the Heaven, it went right into Wangsta, right? Mm-hmm. So we already know about Wangsta, right?
That started all of this.
Yeah. You're Not Like Me.
Mm-hmm.
You're Not Like Me. It was on the radio, but I really think that was regional. I think that was a New York thing.
Yeah.
You're Not Like Me, and Your Life's on the Line. But remember, this is the bonus track. I don't think that was on Get Rich or Die Tryin.
No, bonus track was, they weren't.
This is a bonus track. So when you really think about Get Rich or Die Tryin, how can you name, look, if you guys don't agree, leave it in the comments. You tell me another album. Now, realize this. This is why I say you got to give this album credit. Or it has to be the best album of all time. You got an album that every song was on the radio. Every song was a hit. he's doing an album. He's doing a tour now.
Yeah.
And the people that I asked on the tour, I was like, yo, what do y'all like at the tour? Is it a Get Rich or Die Tryin' tour? It was like, yeah, he played all the like majority of the songs off of Get Rich or Die Tryin'.
Yeah.
Now, this album, I can't see another album that was actually
even all the 50 haters, even at that time, they would say, yes, this was a classic, but the next one wasn't as good. No one can deny that this was the best. Yes, it's one of the best. Yes, it's a classic. Yes, but he never could have matched. Even the haters can't deny. You can't deny.
You want me to tell you what
the
I did
haters
today?
can't deny because they bumped. The haters probably just mad because his other albums wasn't as good as this one because this was all on 17.
Yo, did you hear the story? What he said? He said, after I did so good with this album, they wanted me to hurry up and do another album. He said, nah.
He went to
I'm gonna get my crew on first.
Yeah, he put G Unit first. Yep.
And I gotta say, even though we talking about Get Rich or Die Tryin', right? Mm-hmm. I literally listened to Get Rich or Die Tryin', the G Unit album, and then I listened to Massacre, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God. The Massacre really did have a lot of it. I didn't like a lot of the beginning. But towards the end, I was like,
Massacre.
hit.
I like the Massacre.
Hit.
And mind you, Massacre sold a lot.
Yes.
They sold like more than 4 million. Like it sold a lot. Everybody's talking. I'm like, yo, he sold more than anybody I'm talking about.
It was like, yo, you compare it, like his flaw was that he did so great.
Yeah. All right, I did 10 million. My bad. The next one was 4. You feel me? But did y'all sell 1 million? You feel me?
Like so to me, when I think about
plus the G Unit mixtapes were hard. The G Unit mixtapes were hard. Like the stuff that he was doing with the mixtapes. I want to get to know you. I remember that's when you started listening to Banks. Like, who's this guy Banks?
Wasn't a mix? Oh, you talking about when they?
No, not a mixtape. G Unit album.
Oh, the
G Unit album.
Yes.
Well, hard. This one, like you start knowing. Damn, look at this camp. This guy Banks. I'm supposed to be scared.
They all got platinum.
Exactly. All of them. I'm like, whoa.
Buck got platinum.
What's it got 2 times platinum? The Banks.
Then you got to remember he helped Gang.
Yo, yeah, big times. Hated to love. Yo, hated to love it.
The Underdogs on top.
Game went 5 times platinum.
Yo, off of that single. But off of those, I think he did 2 songs over there.
Yeah, but remember this. This is way after the Get Rich or Die Tryin'. So he's still the name. Like when I say he took over, it was a reign of 2002 to like 2006, 7 of like just all 50. Anything 50's a part of something. Everything he's touching. Boom, 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 boom. Feature here. Boom, boom, boom. He didn't even get into the movie stuff yet.
Nope.
No, then his movie came out during that time.
Just like he followed the blueprint. Eminem did his 8 Mile. He did his.
Word.
But to me, like, you cannot. I just said it is interesting to give this man his credit. Even though he really don't give a damn about his credit.
Yeah.
But for a man who actually came in this game, dolo.
Yeah.
With no help in his crew, right?
That's it. And his crew is only 2 people. One person.
He ain't get love from where he was from.
Yeah.
But you know what I realized? One thing that I'll give 50, he reaches out to all the young rappers.
Correct.
And if you look at most of the young rappers, they's like, yo, who you look? 50.
Word.
The young rappers love 50.
Yeah.
They don't say nothing about the greats that we may say the top. They don't say that much about Nas. They don't say that much about Jay.
Nah.
They say 50.
They say 50 because 50's
like,
not scared.
Like, yeah.
50 doesn't care what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
You feel me? Or perception or what kind of mogul role model he's supposed to be, or you had a classic album, so you have to be. None of that. He's not political at all. He's like, yo, what's hot? What's trendy? Does this work? Is there money in it? Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
And then they say, and then I thought about it because sometimes they was like, yo, he need to come out with another album. He need to do this. And then I think when you really look, I look at this, Get Rich or Die Tryin', the Massacre, right? Mm-hmm. Then you had Curtis.
Yeah, I remember that.
Then you had Before I Self-Destruct. Then you had Animal, right? Now, I mean, when it's all said and done, they may say, yo, he can't put out an album, but let's be honest. Do people albums even sell anymore? I think a single sells nowadays. You can get rich off a single now.
Everything's off. You get rich off YouTube. You don't need nobody. Get rich off YouTube. Put it on iTunes. Apple. Have a deal with Apple. Like this. 50 was making bread for Interscope back then when those were the juggernauts. They had to fund you in order for you to be somebody. Now the game changed. He was making these albums like Curtis and all the later albums when the whole rap game changed. When now iPhone 1 and 2 came out. Now internet is popping. Now there's no such thing as back in the day. What was it called? Something with an N, Napster. But now we know. Now there's really iTunes. Now there's really YouTube. Now there's really things you could download and buy. He came during a time when Atlanta took over, switched the whole game, when Future and Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan. It's a whole new. So that 50 that realm with that gangster music died. So of course his album.
Oh, you had the snap music.
Yeah, you had the snap fingers. Oh, you know what I mean? But knock if you buck, right? Knock. The whole game changed. South took over. They had their realm. So these other albums were not gonna do what.
But you know what? I would say nah, because you guys still give it. Cole and them still was winning. I think. I think the thing with 50. I think the thing with 50
was winning. Yeah.
I think the thing with 50
and Weezy.
I think the thing with 50 was that he got too damn big, too fast.
His first album.
Yeah, he was like.
Imagine you come to the league, you score 50 a game.
I think the thing was, it seemed like 50 was into like he understood the game, and I think he understood how everything was moving. And if you've seen different articles, it was like, yo, but it's almost like they were quick to see. They wanted to see him lose. He got in a beef with Rick Ross. Everybody.
Rick Ross, Khaled, Fat Joe, Jadakiss, Ja, obviously.
Yeah.
He beefed with the whole New York. Yeah. Dipset. I remember he was arguing back and forth. Yo, he was arguing back and forth. Jim Jones versus Lloyd Banks, who made more because Jim Jones came up balling. He made $2 million off a Koch. And even though Banks made $2 million under a big label, who made more money? Like I remember, he beefed with everybody, and still survived all that.
Remember, they had the G Unit, Look, they were so popular to the point that the
G Unit bra, the bra, the strap. I just see you
had a white beat. Yo,
I see this little strap bra.
Yo, they said they made that with markers. I was watching Yayo's thing. He was like, yo, at first they did it. It came up with some markers and they put the shit. I was like, yo. Then the sneakers. The G
I remember because the card, the S-Dots came with the G Unit sneakers. I'm like, yo, this guy. But think about it. He was a marketing genius. Most rappers will rap and wait until they get another album. The same way DMX did.
Yeah.
Same way DMX did. He was such a genius. He said, all right, let me build my brand with my team. Get them on, right? Then let me get my brand with the clothing, G-Unit clothing and merch. This is all before that, during the massacre, like before with his 2 big albums out. Then he kills that deal with Vitamin Water and get $100 million. So look, he's doing all these moves, rich as hell. Why do you think he cares what Curtis sells? Or what all this, you feel me?
Just like
everyone else has to live and die by a next album. He's out here making millions. You think he's sitting there like, what am I going to do?
I'm always thinking about my next move.
Yeah, he's doing next moves. But let me throw an album in between just in case.
I don't want to tour.
Right?
I got to tour. If I can sit, make money, I
got $100 million of Vitamin Water.
Make an album to sit and run, fly everywhere, tour everywhere. Because truthfully, am I touring for money for me, or am I touring to get my other people money?
Exactly.
Because that's a good look too.
And then when he came back hot again, is when it was him versus Kanye. When he came with "I Get Money," he said, "I will quit rapping if he
outsell me."
Exactly.
And I think
marketing. He did.
Yeah,
but he didn't quit.
It was about marketing.
But think about it. For him to come back as hard as that, I get money, get a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. You know what I mean?
Look,
and that's like 10 years after. That's 13. That's 10 years after Get Rich or Die Tryin.
It says something. I would always say it says something when you can really sit back, and go back to this catalog and look at an album like this and say to yourself, like, damn, every song hit the radio. And it wasn't just like some baby song. It was hits after hits after hits after hits. After, like
the closest album I could think of is Lauryn Hill's.
But
think about it.
But was Lauryn Hill every song? Like,
Almost. Yeah, it was like
you think so?
Yo, Miseducation?
You think it was?
No, I'm talking about liking, not every song on the radio.
I was about
liking. You know, album like yo, every song hit. It may not be on the radio, but think about it. Every song, like Lauryn Hill's Miseducation album,
yeah, because we
play the whole thing.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not if you like. I mean, because some people probably didn't like those songs. I probably wouldn't like a song because they like one thing about 50 album. They played this song so much to the point that people probably didn't like the song no more because they killed his.
Like in the club, people stopped probably listening to that after a while.
Yeah, you was like, yo,
and everybody stayed with Many Men or impatiently waiting.
That's why I said if you give an album and when you get tired of hearing the song, that's a hit. That's a hit. If you get tired of hearing the song,
he got one of them. Yo, his album was like you got tired of hearing every song.
Yo, because
at a point in time,
they play every song.
That's probably why they want him to hurry up and make another album. They're like, yo, everybody tired. They played too much,
bro. Yeah, you right. I like Miseducation.
Miseducation is like every song.
Yeah, that's probably like 4
on the radio.
Yeah, 4.
Probably like 3 or 4 on the radio. That's all banging albums have about 3 or 4 on radio.
Yeah, and that's why I said
that's why always have 3 or 4 videos. Yeah. That's it.
And let's keep it 100, everybody. I will challenge you guys to come up with an album that you can say
had more than 6 spins crazy on the radio. Nah, I'm
not going to challenge you. I'm going to say because you find an album that had more songs.
Go to Jay-Z's Dynasty real quick. I just want to see how many was on.
But let me finish. Go ahead. I'll go. You tell me, you find an album that you can say that that has more songs that hit the radio, heavy rotation, worldwide, regional, than Get Rich or Die Tryin'. I doubt you can find that, but you tell me. So if you can't find it, you got to get this album the greatest album of all time. Yeah. Because even though
in all aspects.
But even though Eminem sold more, but even albums didn't have every album on the radio.
Yeah, they didn't have every song. Not every song. See, what you got to understand is
it's not what we like.
Yeah, we're not saying what's the best album, Illmatic or Reasonable Doubt. So we're not comparing it to Chronic. We're not comparing it, to Outkast, Stankonia. We're not saying like Snoop Doggy style, whatever. What was the best album? I'm like, what in combination is the best album with the most hits? Radio, real time playing, all simultaneously to get the reason as to why we would say this is.
I think
in all aspects.
I think like J. Cole made a point. He said this album was like the greatest album of all time. And if you really think it, because I'm trying to look at what you're talking about. I don't know why you brought up the Dynasty, but
I'm trying to think. Was the Dynasty was it before? What was that? It was a Blueprint 1.
Blueprint. These albums ain't even comparison.
No, I agree. But I'm trying to think of Jay-Z to me. Dynasty was one of the most commercial, one of his best albums.
You want to believe?
But I remember when Jay-Z used to take over Summers.
He took over Summers with look.
As features?
Change the game. I just want to love you. Streets is talking. This can't be life. Get your mind right. Stick to the script. You, me, him, and her. Guilty until proven innocent. Parking lot pimping.
Which was the album with I'll Do Anything? What album was that? Was that Hard Knock?
Squeeze.
What album came right after Reasonable Doubt?
Reasonable Doubt was Hard Knock Life.
Hard Knock Life. Okay. Did he have like a 1 and 2, or was it just Hard Knock Life? And then it went to Dynasty.
No, Hard Knock Life, and then you had Hard Knock Life 3 with Big Pimpin'.
One of them 2 albums had so many hits.
No,
on the radio. I remember. I forget which one.
They had them, but
nowhere near 50s, of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're not getting to the point of saying that you can, no. And they had songs, but you cannot say they had 50. No, and Hard Knock Life was a breakout album for Jay. And if you look at this, right? So Hard Knock Life had 14 songs, right? Mm-hmm. So if you look at Hard Knock Life, you had Hand It Down, Hard Knock Life, boom. If I Should Die, Ride or Die, Nigga What, Nigga Who, mm-hmm. Money Cash Hoes, mm-hmm. A Week Ago, Coming of Age, Can I Get a Paper Chase, mm-hmm. Reservoir Dogs, It's Like That, It's All Right, Money Ain't a Thing, right? Mm. So you can say, well, watch this. You can say, and this is what separates 50 from a lot of these people. You can look at that, right, and say, most of those were played on the radio. And you're right. Mm-hmm. But they did not have the impact.
Yeah, correct.
Again, what 50 says is, I was in Africa.
Word.
I was in Dubai.
China.
I was in China.
20 years ago.
I was international. And that's what separates 50 from a lot of those artists. Mm-hmm. And that's why they said 50, no matter where 50 go, 50 cents, 50 cents. Mm-hmm. It was places Jay-Z was going, people were like, who are you? They just see a crowd around him.
I remember.
Nobody
I remember I used to fly out to Africa. I swear to God. And that's back 20 years ago. You know, I was in shape, all cock diesel and stuff. And I remember I had like a long sleeve t-shirt.
And they got a G-Unit
No. It was a long sleeve t-shirt, but it wasn't bulletproof. It was something I wore that was out there. And that's all they talked about out there.
50 Cent. Nobody
50 Cent. That's all they were talking about.
Nobody didn't say that.
50 Cent. That's all they was talking about. Because, you have cubes like 50 Cent. Cubes.
Yeah.
Your six pack.
Yeah.
Cubes.
And that's what makes 50-50. He was international. So being international, mm-hmm. you got to be able to
impact the world.
Like, I can't just do music
and just chill.
Just local nigga. I got to do it for the world. So when we look at this album, Get Rich or Die Tryin', I welcome you guys to be able to say what album has hit locally and internationally, like Get Rich or Die Tryin'. Because even his second album, solo album, put numbers out there too. Yeah. But if we had to say what album can go down as the best album in history,
he's one of the first artists to get love from coast to coast. Every region in the United States.
And what I want to say,
from the West Coast to the East Coast to the South to the North to Canada. At that time, it was like the South heavily loved. Some in the East liked. West was always on their own a little bit. He was coast to coast. Across the board, 50 is that dude.
Oh, and I meant best rap album because don't shop like, well, Michael Jackson. Right? So we gonna say best rap album. Yeah. Because again, I really tried to figure it out, right? And that's when I look. Obviously, we was gonna look at Jay and all that stuff and be like, no. I don't think for him to be doing the album 20 years and still selling out stadiums.
I don't see Snoop Dogg doing Doggy Style.
No.
Drake can't do Chronic all over the world. Like, who? Nelly gonna do Country Grammar all over the world? Nope. Ludacris?
Nope.
Jay-Z?
Nope.
T.I.?
Nope.
Jay-Z can't even. I mean, the world?
Nope.
Nobody going to. He don't got the appeal like he did before. He doesn't. He's too much. He doesn't have the appeal of the
I don't think he can.
He can't. I don't think he wrote in China with a Hard Knock Life tour. You know what I mean? Right. I don't think he can. Nas can't. Who? KRS-One? Future?
Nah.
The Babe? Like the world. Like, I'm talking about the world, and everybody sold out. No matter where. Timbuktu. Anywhere. South Africa. Cape Town. Australia. Everywhere. Europe. Russia.
Yeah. So, guys, I thank you for tuning into another episode of Shoot the Ish. And definitely like, subscribe, share. And look, definitely leave your comments. If you don't agree, leave your comment. If you agree, leave a comment. Listen to the album again. And I can tell you this. It will be hard to find an album that can actually stand up against Get Rich or Die Tryin'. So, you got anything you want to say before we out, man?
Hey, man. When that album dropped, man, I was a 50 fan. Trust me. There was other,
you couldn't go nowhere without it.
Yo, I was a straight 50 fan. He used to motivate me to work out every day. Like, yo, I want to be like 50. I need to get most like 50. I want to.
Yo, you know how iconic the Upside Down.
Cause I was like 17, 18 when 16 when it came out.
Think about how iconic the Upside Down.
Word. Go.
That scene was so iconic that he even tried to do it.
And they were snapping. They were snapping.
Sorry, 50.
Yo, they call him like the dude from D12. Remember D12? That one?
Bizarre. Yo, sorry, 50. You did that shit.
But he been in the gym after that. You see?
He was at the gym.
Now you're men's health, and she's like, yo, y'all was trying to snap. Now you got him on men's health.
So, again, everybody, peace out.
It's been real.
Me and my demons, I want the lifestyle, courtside, front row got bitches like I wanna meet them. I had two bad things coming up to me.